These are the top 5 best games on Roblox, according to Better Discovery. Each of these 5 games were rated so highly by the people on Better Discovery that they are technically the best 5 games on Roblox. So I wanted to rank them to see which one is the best of the best. Because these games have a lot of content in them, I'll go over the general gameplay, the story if there is any, and then I'll talk about the smaller details and give my rankings from there. If you want to play any of these games, their links will be in the description. Blocktails is a multiplayer turn-based RPG, which plays similar to Paper Mario and Earthbound. The gameplay is fun and challenging at times, and the story is really good too. The player originally wants to go to the Roblox Developer Conference, which is conveniently down the street from where they live. However, due to Dominus Astroman kidnapping Builderman and also a time bomb, the player is sent back in time to 2010. They eventually meet up with Shedletsky, who tasks them with collecting all 7 Sword Fight on the Heights swords to save Builderman. I won't spoil the rest of the story, but it gets surprisingly good for a Roblox game. The combat system is amazing. While most of the main story fights are somewhat easy, you can apply difficulty modifiers to make the game more difficult. There are also secret bosses and a side challenge called The Pit, which has 10 floors of enemies for each chapter in the game. It gets pretty difficult on some floors. The graphics and soundtrack are both amazing. You can play with up to 3 friends. While the game barely has any replay value, it still took me 30 hours to get through all of the content currently in the game. Also, the blue steel Viking helm is in the game, and at the very start, right before you even load a save, so that's pretty cool. Blocktails definitely deserves to be one of the best games on Roblox, and since I haven't talked about any other games yet, it automatically is. Although, I'm sure that will change later once it has to compete against some of the other games. I don't know what exact genre Combat Initiation falls in, but it's whatever category Ultra Kill is. Combat Initiation is extremely fast-paced, which was a bit overwhelming at first, but I got used to it after a little bit. The gameplay is somewhat easy to learn, but definitely hard to master. There's so much tech in this game that I have no idea how people do this consistently. I've tried some of the advanced stuff off camera, and it is difficult. I don't even want to try some of the crazy stuff. While this was my first time playing, I still had a lot of fun with the movement, parrying, and just general doing stuff in this game. Playing with other people who knew what they were doing definitely improved my first experience of this game, but it's definitely not impossible to start playing the game solo. You just might not win on your first try like I did. Most of the songs are remixes of old Roblox songs, which I am a really big fan of. At the same time, I'm not really able to listen to the soundtrack because I'm way too focused on trying not to die. There's also a decent amount of customization in this game. You can unlock hats by completing challenges, which also give buffs when equipped. Each hat can also be used as a vanity item. And because this game has a retro theme, I had to check if it was possible to get the blue steel Viking helm, but it looks like the developers value the hat just as much as I do. Combat Initiation is extremely fun, but because I'm not used to playing games of this genre, I will have to put it below Blocktails on the ranking. It's still second place, but only for now. In Super Bomb Survival, you survive rounds of bombs that are randomly thrown into the arena you're in. I think that this game is original too. I'm probably wrong about that, but it's still cool that this game is almost as original as Roblox gets. While not having any abilities or perks, Super Bomb Survival is pretty difficult, but because I have all of the best perks in the game, even the most difficult mode is pretty easy for me. The game has a ton of bombs with many different properties that you'll need to remember in order to survive, although most of them can just be countered by running away. The soundtrack and visuals are fun and give a lot of atmosphere to the game, although they're nothing to go crazy about. There's a lot of replay value, but at the same time, the game can get pretty repetitive once you have all the best perks and abilities. I played this game a ton as a kid. Back in my day, this was one of the best games on Roblox, and while it still is today, its competition has gotten much more fierce. While it was the best before, I'll need to put it in last for now. Far From Land is a fan-made FNAF game, except almost everything else is original. The robots, where the game takes place, are all very original, which is surprising for a Roblox game. In this game, you're a captain of a ship that is delivering robots from the company Marcus Robotics. Of course, because this game is a FNAF clone, they are killer robots, and you need to complete each voyage without dying. There are a few other smaller details, like how the crew of the ship all have names and characteristics about themselves, and how the robots were made and why, but I won't spoil that for you. There are 3 different difficulties for this game, but I chose the normal difficulty, so everything I say will just be based off of that. The knights can be somewhat challenging, but once you know how every robot works, they can be pretty easy, much like the base FNAF games. I only ran into 2 of the same bugs while playing, and I only felt like I died in an unfair way 1 or 2 times, which I think is pretty good for a fan-made FNAF clone. The gameplay loop was also interesting, but it was not scary. The first night was scary when I didn't know what to expect, but after that, the nights were just tedious. After each night on the ship, you also need to complete an after night, which is really easy and also tedious and not scary. The atmosphere in this game is really good. The sound effects along with the design of the ship and robots add a lot to the game. It still doesn't make it scary though. Far From Land is unlike anything I've ever seen on Roblox, and I'm not just saying that because I've never played a FNAF game on Roblox before. Everything is above average from a standard Roblox game, and there is a lot of replay value. But I don't think it's better than any of the games on the list right now, so it will have to go into last place. Entry Point Freelancer's Cut is a heist and stealth game, much like the Payday titles. I've been playing this game a lot recently, and I have 100% completed it. This game is in development, so there's still a lot more content that needs to be added as well. While there is technically no story in Entry Point Freelancer's Cut, I'm assuming that it has the same story as Entry Point, because, you know, for that reason, I won't go over the story in this video. If you're interested in the story, there's a really good video by GHFX Sparrow that you should go watch that covers the whole thing. There are 2 main ways to play, stealth or loud. In stealth, you sneak around trying not to get detected while also trying to complete your objective. In loud, you shoot everyone. While there is some strategy with finding good cover and knowing when to move spots, it's mainly just shooting people. There are also challenges you can do during each mission, which can either be so easy that you do them without thinking, or so challenging that you're able to make a whole video on one of them. Most of the challenges are really fun to do, which adds a lot of replay value to the game. I basically grew up with Entry Point, so I really like the design and sound design of Entry Point Freelancer's Cut. Some of the music is copyrighted unfortunately, but I don't care about that as a player, just as a YouTuber. Because I love literally everything about this game, I'm automatically putting it at the top of the list. I don't know how else I can express how much I enjoy this game. I love playing both stealth and loud. I love the sound design, I love the missions, I love how the game looks. All of that, and the game isn't even halfway done yet. Are you serious? While I'm not ranking the games based off of the gameplay that they will have, it's still impressive to know that I find the game almost perfect while it's only 25% done. In conclusion, Entry Point Freelancer's Cut is the best game on Roblox. But seriously, each of these games are amazing, and just because Entry Point Freelancer's Cut was my favorite, that doesn't mean it's the best game. Maybe you're more of a fan of RPGs. In that case, Block Tales would be the best game on Roblox for you. Like FNAF? Then I think Far From Land will be your favorite. This is clearly shown in Better Discovery as well, which has these games in a completely different order. Sometimes Entry Point Freelancer's Cut isn't even in the top 5. I just took a screenshot of when it was so that I could talk about it. The point is, you're not going to find the best game on Roblox just by watching a video. Go to Better Discovery and play the games that you're interested in there. Who knows, you might only find your favorite game on your 12th try. If you take away anything from this video, know that there isn't any definitive best game on Roblox, because what is the best game is up to you.